So what work did you do? I mean, I know now that you have your own business, but when you first touched down, what was the work? What work did you do abroad?
So I actually have been in and out of the jewelry industry as well for 20 years. So when I first got to Alaska, I was working in tourism, which I found amazingly healing for that point in my life. I was like out in the elements every day, waking up at 5 a.m. I think for the depression that I was in at that time, I think that job really came around at a good time for me to like be in nature and experiencing nature. And then towards the end of the season, I ended up going back into the jewelry industry, which ended up bringing me to the Virgin Islands. But I knew that I did not want this Caribbean, Alaska routine constantly. It just wasn't for me. Plenty of people, I have plenty of friends that live that lifestyle and are very happy. But I wanted to have more control over where I went. So I was thankful to have a job that I could come back to, but I did not want that to be my only means of employment. At this point, I was still kind of figuring out what my business looked like, how to shape it, you know? So that's why I ended up going to Prague the first time to study to get my certification to teach English. And that was great. I was able to travel, work with kids like I did in Chicago, go wherever I wanted to go. And then I discovered teaching online and I was like, this is it. Like, I'm a free bird.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Once you get online, it's like, okay, a whole another pathway opens up. So very cool. You talked about having friends that do still do the Alaska, Virgin Islands, and been all over the world. So for you, when you are moving to these new locations, how do you go about making friends? Are you online? Are you out in the community? Are you relying on old friendships that you already have? How do you go about making friends?
Well, I don't have a problem making friends. I'm a pretty open person and I'm pretty blunt and nosy and talkative. So usually I find myself in a conversation pretty easily. I I'm trying to think. I just try to be in local situations as much as possible and make myself open to talk to. Sometimes you just go to a pub and talk to the owner and talk to the bartender, and the next thing you know, they've introduced you to everybody around. Sometimes I will meet up with somebody in an expat group or something like that, but I don't do that so often because I really, if I'm new and you're new, how much are you we can explore together. But if I'm trying to stay there, I need some local assistance, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I kind of try to make friends with locals, and I'm a very social person, but I'm not a person that needs lots of friends. So I feel like every country I have the same 4 friends for the past 10 years. I don't necessarily keep a huge social network of people. I work a lot and I'm a loner. I spend a lot of alone time, but I think it's easy to make friends as long as you're doing what you enjoy doing. Like if you are into biking, then you're in a new country, then go biking. We'll find the people that bike, If I'm a photographer, so walking around, taking pictures, you naturally start talking to people. If you want to take a picture of somebody, you automatically start talking to them or asking their permission, and, friendships just happen. So I think it's pretty easy to make friends abroad. It's not so difficult. But the cultural ideas of friendship in different places is different things. That's a whole nother story for another day. But yeah.